I'm Mr. Seth Trav. I am so glad that you could join me here on the Switch It Up show for another attempt to satisfy our continuous itch for the Switch. How are you this evening, sir?
I'm doing pretty well, my guy. I'm definitely blasted at all these Switch games we got.
Oh my gosh, I feel like you are setting me up for success because one of the games that the only game, ladies and gentlemen, don't get ahead of yourself, that I will be covering here on the Switch It Up show is in fact Superstar Blast, but we're not going to get into that just yet because we have to let these sweet beats ride. I'm going to assume you did that on purpose.
A little bit.
The blast, yeah. I'm like, I mean, it is in the notes of what we're covering here on this episode, but I don't know. I don't know how with it you are today. I'm trying my best, and speaking of trying my best, I did my best to be successful at these games. I don't know why I keep playing all these shooters because I'm usually not very good at them, but I feel like I have to, I got to work on it. I'm always trying to better myself here on the Switch It Up show, and that's what I set out to do while I played Superstar Blast, which is available now on the Nintendo eShop for $4.99. Let me hit you with a little bit of the description. Superstar Blast is a space-based game with challenging levels of increasing difficulty. All enemies must be shot down to finish a level and go on to the next one. A scanner around the player tells roughly where the enemies are located. The player's ship can fly forwards to attack and backwards to fight during the retreat against the opponents. After clearing a level, you can purchase equipment to boost the ship, as well as extra shields and firepower, or even more ships. In local multiplayer mode, up to 4 players can fight together through levels in campaign mode, or can get each other in a battle in competition mode. I feel like competition mode on this game would be super fun. This is a weird one. This is a unique game in the shooter world, Superstar Blast, because I was trying to figure out exactly how to explain to you guys what the control scheme is for this game, and I think I got it. When you were a kid, I feel like you and I, like all of us, collectively, all of us here in the world have had some type of toy, whether it be like a car or like a plane, and how it worked. If you remember this, indulge me for a moment. You would have almost like the console that would be up in front of you, almost like the dashboard, and in that dashboard would be a road. And you'd turn on this toy, and the road itself would move in a way, almost like it was on a paper roller, and it would move, and it would kind of make it look like you were driving or flying. Does this sound familiar at all to you?
It sounds like you have the most advanced playset of any child.
No, it's not advanced at all. Listen, what would happen is there'd be a plastic picture, plastic icon, or plastic decal or whatever, a little plastic car, and it would be on a road, and you'd press a button and the road itself would be almost printed on paper, and it would roll through, and it would almost give you the illusion that you were driving a car through, driving this plastic car.
But I think I know what you're talking about.
But the car's not moving, the background is moving,
those old handheld games.
Yes. I can't remember what they're called. Not Tycho. Kind of like that, but the one I'm talking about is more manual. I'm gonna find this so I can show it to you.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
But that's how this game controls. That's how it feels. That's how it looks. Basically, as you're moving with it's a twin stick shooter, so you can kind of move up and down, but you're spinning the background. Your ship is always kind of in the same position. It's strange. So as you're moving on the screen, you're spinning the whole world around you. So I mean, I guess you're technically moving backwards, but it gives you this weird perspective as you're playing the game. It's different. I feel like as I was playing it, I'm like, man, I haven't played anything like this control in a while. And once you get used to it, it's not necessarily difficult. It's just so foreign compared to everything else that's in this type of genre. feel like we haven't played anything like this, like, since you were like a kid. At least that's the only time I've ever encountered this control scheme before. It has nothing to do with a video game. So the graphics in Superstar Blast are really cool. This is a space shooter, so you're going to be shooting different like asteroids, like shooting stars, planets, other ships, mines, things like that you find in regular space. You can get cool different power-ups, you can upgrade your weapons, but man, does it cost a lot of money to upgrade your stuff. You have to play this game a long time if you want to be able to go through and choose all of your upgrades. It is not cheap. So if you're playing this game and you want to be able to do better, you better really like it, because you're going to have to earn all of those points so you can earn all of those upgrades. Which makes sense, like you play a game, you expect it's going to put in some work before you can jump up to the next level. I play Destiny, I completely understand. So, but like, this game it's super repetitive. You're going to know right off the bat whether you're going to like it or not. They do ramp up the difficulty as it goes by, and because that control scheme is just a little bit kind of like off, I don't feel like it's broken, it's just different. You kind of have to like hope you're almost like a savant, like as you're playing it, because you got to get in that mindset, and you almost have to. It's almost like you're gonna want to watch the background more than you're gonna want to watch the ship. It's just different. Because of that, it's a little strange. I think this would be pretty fun with local multiplayer, playing against each other. I feel like that would be pretty cool. I haven't really seen too many of the shooter games which allow local multiplayer where you can play against somebody else, or even that you can go through the campaign together. I think that's awesome. So that's a really cool feature, especially for a game that's only $4.99. It's listed as an action, arcade, and fighting game. I don't know why they throw that in there. This is definitely like a shoot 'em up, but if you're a fan of shoot 'em ups but you're looking for something different, it's something that you can play with people, and as well as like work your way through a campaign and also fight against them, this might be a good bet. And even if you're not that good at shoot 'em ups, the fact you can team up with somebody, with someone who's maybe really good, this might allow you to kind of enjoy this type of genre / game a little bit more. So I feel like that's a positive. It's pretty affordable. It's only coming in at $5. I've played a good deal of the shoot 'em ups on the Switch. This is different than most of them. I'm gonna give this game a 3. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I've played better. I've played far worse. But what's interesting is, if you don't normally like shoot 'em ups, you might like this game, because I'm playing more and more of them. I'm starting to enjoy them a little bit more, and this is just different than some of the games I've played before, which is awesome. We want different games. You don't want the same game coming out on the eShop like every week, especially when we get hit with like 30 releases. So
exactly.
So yeah, Superstar Blast, $4.99 on the eShop, giving it a 3 here on the Switch It Up Show.
Well, I'm glad that blasted off, because I've also got a blaster called QYo Blaster. It is $9.99, and you get 50 gold coins when you purchase it digitally. QYo Blaster is a shooting game with peculiar characters, strange enemies, weapons, and many explosions. Is a horizontal shoot 'em up with peculiar characters, strange enemies, bullets, and many explosions. Enter the miniature world and stop the threat. Enjoy the rudeness with weapons, special powers, and help from mystical beings. QYo Blaster has a nice 2D environment and detailed pixel art scenarios, varied enemy sections, stages, powers, improvements, and many more. It features 10 stages with animated backgrounds and high detail, characters by class, arcade mode, weapons and perks, super special powers, variety of enemies, and confrontations against great bosses. Difficulty levels, CRT mode. It is from our good friends over at Forever Entertainment. Get them a tweet at Forever I believe is their Twitter handle. Anyway, QYo Blaster is wild. This is your standard sort of 2D side-scrolling shmup where it goes left to right. Much like, say, Prehistoric Isle, and the graphics aren't much different from that day and age. I definitely feel like this game could have appeared on the Sega Genesis. This game is wild. This game is absolutely wild. You have, I believe, 5 different characters that you can pick from. and each one of them has different unique abilities that you can choose from. Each of them have like 2 different supers that you could choose. You could choose to play it in 3 different sort of styles, I want to say, with each character. What's really interesting about it is the characters. You can play as a panda with a hat on. You can play as a dude named Mr. Cheeks, who is a hamster with a laser strapped to his back. You can play as a robot, and then you play something else. And the whole idea is that you fight against these sort of insects that are invading from outer space, and you're there to like save your home or like your area, your neighborhood kind of thing. It's kind of ambiguous a little bit, I want to say. But it is wild, and there's a lot of story to this game, which really surprised me, that you continue going forward as sort of Commander Mr. Cheeks, I guess is what it is. I played as him mostly because I thought the hamster was a really cool... I don't know, I just thought it was really silly and neat, you know? It's got that, sort of like you said a couple episodes ago, it's sort of like if Ren and Stimpy did a shooter with Space Cow. It's a little bit like that, I feel like, except maybe not Ren and Stimpy, maybe a little more SpongeBob, because it's not so vulgar or crass. It's kind of nice. Maybe it's like Cow and Chicken, if they did, but it's not that crass. It's nice. I'm trying to think of another Nickelodeon show that's just
Cat Dog?
Nice. Cat Dog. Yeah, let's go like Cat Dog. If it was Cat Dog doing like a shmup, this is what it is. The music is pretty fun. Graphically, again, it's got sort of a Cuphead vibe, I want to say, just sort of and Nickelodeon-ish, in that sort of animation style for these boss creatures, enemies that you fight, and yeah, the super power-up things. It's all very interestingly animated, and I really, really preach that. The music is solid, and the difficulty is right where I want it to be for a shmup like this. It's not something that you look at and you're just like, there's literally no way this is going to happen. I am not like, you can see things coming and you can react accordingly. So, again, I really preach something like that. So if you're looking for a great shmup, something that's right around a good price range of $10, QYo Blaster. That's Q-Yo Blaster. I'm telling you, pick it up. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5.
The streak continues with you, Mr. Setrav. You are just loving all of these wonderful games on the Switch.
Well, the Switch has been giving us some super unique games lately, and we've been lucky enough to play some of the more unique ones, like your Creatures in the Well, like your QYo Blaster. I love it when these game companies take a chance on a goofy idea and bend a genre a little bit to something new. And that's definitely what they're doing.
I cannot argue that point, Mr. Trav. And the nice thing is, we're fortunate enough, as you said, to be able to bring you so many different games here each and every week, multiple times a week at this point, over on the podcast. And the nice thing is, if you don't like what we covered one week, you can always tune into the next week. And basically, what I'm saying, more or less, is if things ever get boring, you can always switch it up.